2% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move. Whatever click you choose, you better
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on the intro like I keep telling y'all. The flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. If you want to check out more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, and you will find more of my music there. Now, let's hop right up into this video. So today's video was, we still fresh on the heels of the little video that's going on between Wack 100 and Blue Devil. So some people have been asking me in the comments, do I believe Blue Devil can survive this and what's next for Blue Devil, right? So for those of you guys who may not be informed, Blue Devil had Wack come on his show to address a situation where Wack did a impersonation of a Mexican dude, and I guess they were saying that he was racist. So Wack went on the show to address that issue. I guess apparently not knowing, according to Wack, that for 2 years, Blue Devil, who has a podcast called The Haters World Podcast, had been running content on Wack, saying a lot of negative things about Wack, that he was a racist, and more importantly to Wack, that he was a snitch, right? Wack was unaware of this. So Wack does the podcast. The next day he wakes up. I guess he sees that a lot of Blue Devil's viewers are up in arms because he did not address all these issues that he had previously talked about before Wack got there. Wack was unaware of this. Wack finds out that he had been calling him a snitch and so on and so forth. And Wack, you know, kind of goes hard and talks crazy to him. You know, I guess everybody has seen that video by now. You know, I may insert a small clip right here. I may not. You know, I believe everybody has seen that. I was unfamiliar with Blue World's content, or excuse me, I was unfamiliar with Blue Devil's content. I had definitely seen his page flash across, you know, my time screen or timeline or whatever they call that on YouTube, right? But I had never checked out any of his content. So I wanted to check out some of his content to see for myself what, you know, exactly was being said. So I did a little research, a little quick research, and there's lots of videos up there. He has lots of lives and stuff. So it's extremely time consuming, right? And the program that I have, I cannot download a live. And so when he goes live, sometimes we all know that a live can be anywhere from, 20 minutes, 2-3 hours. And so to sit and watch all that, to try to find him saying something about Wack is extremely time consuming. And then, like I said, I can't download it. I must screen record it. So I have to watch it in its entirety to find what's being said. Then I have to, I also have to screen record it, and that takes 2 or 3 hours. So I only went through the videos because the videos I can download in maybe about a minute, right? And so I did find some things that he said about Wack, right? And so I'm gonna show you this first video right here where he references Wack ratting and being a snitch, I guess, you know. So check this out right here.
All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we got going on today is a video of Adam 22 and Wack 100. It's crazy how you got Wack 100 airing out 03 Greedo's beef when 03 Greedo ain't even airing it out. We don't even know about this little miscommunication beef between O3 Greedo and one of his ex-homies. But here you got Wack 100 ratting to the white man.
Now, of course, any individual that's connected to the streets, that's affiliated with the streets, definitely does not want to be referred to as a rat, or a snitch or whatever. And so Wack finds all this out. Of course, Wack invites Blue Devil back on his podcast, and this is where he talks to him extremely bad, right?
But you also address that you're not a rat because you're not working with rats, right?
Oh, bro, did you call me a rat? Bro, I'd have socked your ass out, homie. On Pyro, nigga. And blood, I come up there today.
Did you hear?
Hey, listen, hey, check this out. Blood, we can get out on the date, head up. You would have called me a rat, and you know it, nigga.
Who called you a rat?
Your ass out.
Who called you a rat?
We can get out, homie.
Who called you a rat?
But here you got this motherfucker Wack 100 ratting.
And a lot of people feel that Blue Devil marked out. I guess due to the things Blue Devil had previously said on his podcast, people were expecting a different response from Blue Devil. So as I said, I searched through some of Blue Devil's content, and here's a few things he has to say about, people talking crazy, disrespecting him, so on and so forth,
Yo, check this out. You guys are back on the hater world, and I'm your host, Blue Devil. And when you're addressing somebody else, you address them with respect. You don't disrespect them, especially if they're from the street and you're not. You don't disrespect the real one. You don't go at a real one like that, because if you come at me like that and you're just a goofball, you're going to get slapped or pissed on or spit on, like I guess happened. You don't disrespect the real one, especially if you're not a real one. If a real one disrespects you, then it's mutual combat. Let's get at it. We both know what time it is. But
Nigga,
You didn't hear?
buster.
You didn't hear?
You's a mark, bro.
you
You a
done?
disgrace to everything, bro. You done told me that in my face. I'll mention that. I'd have socked you out, homie.
like I said earlier, when it comes from a real one, it's understandable because motherfucker's tough and I'm tough. Let's get to it.
I had never watched Blue Devil's show, right? Though I guess a lot of his subscribers and people who frequently watch his page was upset at, I guess, the way that he had portrayed himself and the way he chose not to respond to the disrespect that was coming from Wack. Wack was disrespecting him, calling him, the B word, had disrespected his Vario. So for those who are not familiar with the ways of the gang culture, to disrespect one's Vario, which is your neighborhood, or to disrespect a gang member's hood, his set, whatever he's affiliated with, is a grave error, right? And you're expected to respond, right? But when Wack did those things to Blue Devil remained silent. He tried to walk back a lot of the things that he said. And unfortunately, the bad thing about being a YouTuber or posting things on social media, unless you take them down, they're always going to stay there. And so if you're saying things 1 month and then you're totally the opposite in another month, there's a good chance that someone might call you on these contradictions, especially when you are doing YouTube reactions. And if you're saying or presenting yourself as one type of individual, then of course people are going to expect you to act the same and do exactly what you told somebody else to do in the event you get caught up in a similar situation where someone is being disrespectful to you, so on and so forth, right? So it remains to be seen what, if anything, will come out of this whole situation. Is this just some more YouTube content? Will something happen in a day or two like it normally does to overshadow this? And of course, we move on, we move forward with the next YouTube story. Once again, though, like I said, man, it's tough being a YouTuber, especially when you have a page with a face on it, because people expect you to they expect a whole lot out of YouTubers. You can come on your YouTube channel, you can get up here and you can misspeak, pronounce one word wrong, and you're gonna be held accountable. They're gonna want to nail you to the cross. So it's definitely hard being a YouTuber, especially when you're in a certain genre where you're dealing with street politics or people of the street, and when you put yourself in that type of box, in that type of gang banging element, people are going to expect you to respond the way a gang member or a person will respond who's in the streets when you make certain situations or you make certain comments, when you make certain comments that tie you to that particular type lifestyle, you know. So I just got a question for, you know, for Blue Devil, because of course, you know, hindsight is always 2020. And so Blue Devil, if you had the chance to go back in time, what would you tell yourself about being on YouTube and making videos in the future? If you had the chance, man, what would you tell yourself?
When you're a podcaster or a frontliner when it comes to media, you got to be very careful with what you say, because there's people out there that don't care. There's people out there that are not level-headed. There's people out there that are not like me or not like you. They hear something, they get hot, they get all worked up, and they're ready to do some dumb shit. They don't understand it's just a post. They don't understand that, hey, somebody was gonna put it out first, so I had to go for it first to get the credits. They don't care about none of that.
Okay, yeah, that's some pretty useful advice, Blue Devil. I gotta agree with you, man. Is there anything else which you would tell yourself? Any other advice you would give yourself?
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. If you ain't gonna pull up, shut your mouth.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Blue Devil, that's what's up, man. Hey, look, I definitely can understand and appreciate that, and I'll definitely use some of that advice myself in the future. And so to answer the big question of what do I think will become of all this, and do I think Blue Devil is done? Definitely not, man. There have been several people who have done things or made mistakes that would be considered much more egregious than the fiasco that Blue Devil went through, and they still continue to thrive on YouTube. You know, at the end of the day, in my opinion, you have more people who just want to be entertained. They don't care where the source of information is coming from, if it's coming from this person or it's coming from that person, than people who care. You know, you have a select few people who may not want to no longer view the content from Blue Devil, but if Blue Devil puts out good content, then of course people are going to continue to watch, right? At the end of the day, people come to YouTube to be entertained, and that's all YouTube is, man. So anyway, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.